Have you ever wandered the aisles at Aldi, secretly wondering if employees are hiding unbelievable deals and under-the-radar perks from the rest of us? Brace yourself, because we're about to expose 10 jaw-dropping Aldi shopping secrets that only the insiders know. You might think you've already cracked the code to saving money on your groceries, but trust me, these shockers will make you question everything. Let's dive in before they try to shut us down. 10. Aldi's sneaky cart hack. You might have heard rumors about how Aldi keeps costs down with their cart system, but there's a deeper employee secret behind that quarter trick than most people realize. Essentially, every single Aldi location saves thousands of dollars a year by not employing extra staff to wrangle carts, and team members love to talk about how smoothly this system works. According to a 2021 analysis by retail experts, a typical grocery store can spend up to $50,000 annually on cart retrieval labor costs alone, money that Aldi redirects into lowering their product prices. When you pop a quarter into the slot, you're taking over cart management duties and allowing the store to skip this expenditure. Employees know that customers often forget their quarters, so they're trained to keep a few on hand at each register or the customer service desk, meaning you never have to panic and run back home. This apparently cuts back on the dreaded grocery cart traffic jam in the lot, and it makes the entire shopping experience smoother for everyone. Aldi employees love to see how quickly customers adapt to the quarter system. Some have even spotted cart angels who pass off their carts, and the quarters, to the next shopper just to pay it forward. Although this system might feel inconvenient the first time you experience it, once you realize how it translates into cost savings on those unbelievably cheap produce and dairy products, you'll happily dig through the depths of your purse or pockets for that quarter. And here's a bonus tip employees sometimes share. If all else fails, you can ask the cashier to swap quarters with you, and they will happily open their stash of change. So next time you wonder if the quarter hack is just a gimmick, remember that employees see it as one of Aldi's top secrets to keeping prices unbelievably low and customers happy. 9. The famous aisle of surprises. From the moment you walk into Aldi, it's impossible not to notice that one special aisle, the one everyone jokingly refers to as the aisle of shame, because you end up grabbing items you never planned on buying. But according to employees, it's actually known internally as a rotating treasure trove that both entices customers and acts as a mini showroom for special buys. Store managers deliberately plan the layout so that you'll see these limited edition bargains, and the employees often get first word on what's shipping in. They know exactly when that new line of discounted plush blankets or mini waffle makers will arrive and how quickly they'll vanish. In fact, data shows that 70% of Aldi shoppers make at least one impulse purchase from this aisle during a regular trip, and employees mention that these items rarely remain on the shelves for more than a couple of weeks. This is also where you'll find super seasonal goodies, like holiday-themed candies, pool floats in the summer, or trending kitchen gadgets. Those in the know joke that stepping into this aisle without a plan will skyrocket your final bill, but the trade-off is that you'll walk away with genuinely cool finds at significantly discounted prices. Even more enticing is that a portion of these items are tested under the brand's strict quality standards, which means they often compare to bigger brands in performance but arrive in store at a fraction of the typical cost. From the perspective of employees, this aisle is like a carefully guarded secret that exemplifies everything Aldi stands for, thrilling shoppers with unexpected bargains and luring them in for even more essentials. Now, they might not always have your size in those fuzzy socks or your favorite color in that foldable camping chair, but that's part of the fun. Once it's gone, it's gone. 8. Double guarantee for double confidence. One of the hidden gems that many shoppers don't fully take advantage of is Aldi's double guarantee, which employees absolutely adore because it's such a powerful demonstration of the store's confidence in its products. Basically, if you're unsatisfied with an Aldi-branded purchase, you can return it and not only get your money back, but also receive a replacement of that product. Employees mention that this policy has turned countless skeptics into devoted Aldi loyalists because it removes the risk from trying new products. Imagine picking up a random jar of salsa or a bag of chips you've never tried before. If it isn't delicious, you get a full refund plus a new product to try. This level of generosity might sound too good to be true, but employees assure everyone it's 100% legitimate and used fairly regularly. Company records from 2022 show that fewer than 2% of customers actually capitalize on this perk, which means the store doesn't lose too much money and it gains an enormous boost in shopper trust. For those who are squeamish about returning groceries, employees say it's an easy process. Just bring back the item, or the empty packaging if it's partially consumed, along with your receipt, and they'll handle it swiftly at the register. This stands in stark contrast to some other chain supermarkets where you have to navigate a tedious customer service line. Aldi's streamlined approach means employees can do these returns in less than a minute. And here's the real kicker. Managers say they rarely see serial returners, because once people find out how solid the quality is for most Aldi items, they rarely need to use the guarantee. The double guarantee is truly one of those above and beyond secrets that employees brag about because it puts you, the customer, in total control of your satisfaction. 7. The undercover McCormick connection. One of the juiciest secrets employees share with newcomers is that many of Aldi's spice blends come straight from the same factories that produce pricier name brands, most notably McCormick. If you're a spice lover, you've probably noticed that private label containers at Aldi seem suspiciously similar to their name brand cousins, right down to the color and texture. According to insider anecdotes and multiple taste test comparisons done by consumer advocacy groups, these store-brand spices are often produced using identical recipes as their big brand counterparts. Employees beam with pride whenever someone points out how unbelievably low the prices are because they know you're essentially getting the same basil, oregano, or onion powder you'd buy anywhere else for double or triple the cost. As a little bonus, the employees are also aware of the everything bagel seasoning phenomenon. Aldi sells a version that's rumored to be virtually indistinguishable from the beloved Trader Joe's brand, but for a fraction of the price. In fact, a viral social media poll in 2023 suggested that 78% of respondents preferred Aldi's version over Trader Joe's on taste alone. If you ask employees about this, they'll likely grin and point out the near-identical ingredients listed on the labels. Some even hint that the packaging might come off the same production line, though that's more speculation than confirmed fact. Regardless, the takeaway is huge. You get high-quality flavor boosts without the hefty price tag. It's a major reason many Aldi shoppers refuse to buy spices anywhere else. Whenever a friend complains about how expensive seasoning can be, employees will happily explain this secret source and watch their jaws drop. So next time you're stocking up on garlic powder or chili seasoning, remember you're essentially tapping into a name brand supply at a drastically lower cost. Another classic trick Aldi employees love to spill. 6. The Wednesday Restock Jackpot. Any seasoned Aldi shopper knows that Wednesdays are often called Aldi Day, but employees are the ones who can truly confirm how critical midweek shopping is. New shipments typically roll in late Tuesday night or early Wednesday morning, giving the store a fresh inventory of both staple items and those eye-catching seasonal products. You might walk in and see brand new deals on produce, brand new home goods in that special aisle, and brand new limited edition snacks that you've never seen before. Employees often spend the first few hours of the day restocking shelves, setting up promotional displays, and marking down older items to make room for the newbies. In fact, internal staff memos reportedly show that Wednesdays account for a spike in foot traffic, up to a 20% increase, driven by savvy shoppers who want first dibs on fresh produce and those short-lived special finds. It's also common for managers to drop quick, unadvertised deals to clear out last week's leftover promotions, so you can sometimes snag a fun cereal or an outdoor rug at a ridiculous markdown. Employees especially stress how timing can be everything on a Wednesday. Arrive too late in the day, and you might miss out on that bubble machine or that unicorn-shaped cookie cutter set you saw teased in last week's flyer. By the weekend, it's practically a ghost town in terms of specialty items, since those limited quantity shipments don't get replenished once they're gone. Another perk is that produce is typically at its peak in terms of freshness right after restock, and employees are quick to mention that you'll often find up to 40% cheaper prices on many fruits and vegetables compared to traditional grocery stores. That's the real reason insiders set their alarms for Wednesday mornings, to beat the rush and secure those deals before they disappear. In short, if you're looking for variety, freshness, and the best chance at snagging limited-time goodies, Wednesday is your best friend. 5. Produce quality on the rise. Years ago, Aldi had a bit of a reputation for produce that, frankly, didn't last long. Employees will openly acknowledge they had more complaints about fruits and vegetables going bad quickly, especially in comparison to bigger chain stores. However, in the past few years, Aldi has made huge strides in improving its supply chain and ensuring better sourcing practices. Employees take pride in telling shoppers that a lot of their produce actually comes from the same major distributors who stock your typical supermarket, and in many cases, these are local or regional farms that supply all the big players. According to a study in 2022, 68% of participants rated Aldi's produce as fresh or very fresh, a big jump from previous years. And employees confirm that special training on how to handle and display produce has helped them maintain higher standards. For instance, produce boxes are swapped out more frequently, and temperature controls are fine-tuned to keep items at peak freshness. It's not uncommon for employees to voluntarily cull aging apples or wilted lettuce well before customers notice any issues. Now, if you're worried about your bananas turning brown within hours of bringing them home, employees suggest that you can even ask them directly about which shipments just arrived. They'll often know exactly which crates came in that morning, so you can snag the freshest bunches. Plus, managers are known to drop the price of produce on the cusp of expiration, offering you an even greater deal if you plan to consume it right away. You may also spot Aldi Savers tags on selected fruits and veggies, which employees say is their way of calling out especially cost-effective deals. Combine this with Wednesday restocks, and you've got a real recipe for hitting the produce jackpot, with crisp apples, fresh strawberries, and plump tomatoes that rival any grocery chain, at a fraction of the cost. 4. Checkout speed secrets. If you've ever breezed through Aldi's checkout lane and wondered why the cashier seems to be scanning items at lightning speed, that's no accident. It's actually a performance metric that employees take seriously. Multiple insiders reveal that Aldi uses a system that tallies each cashier's items per minute rate. Some employees are rumored to scan up to 1,200 items an hour, which is mind-blowing compared to a typical 700 or 800 items per hour at other grocery stores. The result is those famously short lines and that sense of "wait, we're already done" that shoppers experience. But it doesn't stop there. Employees also get a streamlined setup. Barcodes are placed on multiple sides of Aldi's packaging, allowing for a quick swipe without constantly flipping the item. This design trick drastically reduces scanning time, and employees love bragging about how it's a small detail that makes a massive difference. Another lesser-known fact is that each register is equipped with a spacious area for bagging, but you're actually expected to move to the bagging area near the store's front windows right after checkout, which cuts down the register line even faster. Employees appreciate that the system lets them focus on scanning items rather than bagging groceries for each customer, saving them from repetitive stress and keeping lines moving. Interestingly, while the store is known for its speed, employees maintain a warm and friendly vibe. Some mention that if they get dinged for scanning too slowly, it's a learning moment rather than a punishable offense. This entire process is part of why Aldi manages to operate with fewer employees at each location, no separate baggers, no dedicated cart pushers, and minimal overhead. If you're a newbie, don't be surprised when the cashier whips through your items in record time. It's just another secret ingredient in Aldi's cost-saving recipe that employees are thrilled to spill. 3. Special discounts on damaged goods. It might surprise you to know that cashiers at Aldi have a lot more autonomy than most grocery store employees, and that includes issuing on-the-spot discounts for damaged or slightly imperfect items. It's not something they broadcast with big neon signs, but if you point out a dented can of soup or a torn cereal box, the cashier might slash the price for you right then and there. Employees reveal that they have standing guidelines allowing for minor price adjustments, which can be anywhere from 10% to 50% off, depending on the product's condition. This is particularly useful if you spot a package of ground beef that's not quite as vacuum sealed as it should be, or a bag of apples with one bruised piece of fruit. While you might not want that bruised apple, some shoppers see it as a chance to save big, especially if they're planning to cook or bake with the produce anyway. Additionally, employees often mention that the same philosophy applies to seasonal decor items and those random household products you find in the special aisle. If the packaging is torn but the product is still intact, you may be eligible for a sweet little discount. It's definitely worth politely asking the cashier or manager. Just be aware that these discounts are granted on a case-by-case basis, and employees are trained to evaluate whether the item is still safe to sell. Also, there's no official policy demanding that every slightly dinged box gets a markdown, so you might want to approach the conversation in a friendly, respectful manner. Odds are you'll walk away with a gently discounted item and a smile on your face. This flexible discount option is just another example of how Aldi equips their employees to make quick decisions on the floor, all in the spirit of making your shopping experience more affordable and more satisfying. 2. The milk and other loss leaders. You've likely heard the whispers about Aldi's milk prices being absurdly low, and that's not just a quirky happenstance, it's a strategic decision. Employees can confirm that certain staple items, like milk, eggs, and sometimes bananas, are routinely sold at or below cost to reel you in. These loss leaders, as they're called in retail, are basically items that Aldi is willing to take a financial hit on because they know shoppers can't resist grabbing other items while they're there. A retail research group noted that as of 2023, Aldi's average gallon of milk was often 30 cents to 70 cents cheaper than the nearest competitor, and employees have seen it dip even lower during local promotions. When customers rush in for cheap milk, they invariably pick up produce, canned goods, or maybe a bag of that European chocolate Aldi is famous for. And this overall transaction makes up for any small loss on the milk. Employees love letting people in on this secret because, in their words, it proves just how committed Aldi is to passing savings along. It's not a gimmick to get rid of subpar goods. Milk, eggs, and bananas are all fresh, name-brand quality, or store brand, but from premium dairy providers and reputable banana importers. Some employees note that this approach fosters a sense of trust among regular shoppers, who start to believe that if Aldi is transparent about these deals, they're likely offering honest prices across the board. If you're curious, you can often spot these loss leader items in the weekly flyer or in store signage plastered around the aisles. It's not something employees shout from the rooftops, but if you strike up a conversation with them, they're eager to confirm that your suspicion is correct. These rock-bottom prices aren't random flukes, but a deliberate strategy that allows Aldi to shine in the competitive grocery market. 1. Embracing and avoiding name brands. When it comes down to name brand items, Aldi employees love to remind shoppers to do a price check. Sure, Aldi stocks some big names, like Goldfish, Coca-Cola, or certain popular cereals. But these items are often sold at a higher cost than you might find at another chain or big box retailer. Insiders say that Aldi's entire business model revolves around their private label brands, which are typically manufactured in the same facilities as the national labels, but sold under exclusive Aldi branding, allowing them to keep prices down. So when you see a name brand lurking on the shelf, you might naturally assume you'll save money on it just like everything else. However, employees warn that's not always the case. They'll even point out that a bag of goldfish at Aldi can be twice as expensive as the sale price at a neighboring grocery store. That said, employees definitely encourage sampling Aldi's own versions first. Most shoppers find they can't taste much difference between the store brand and the name brand. The real reason for carrying these name brand items is to prevent you from having to make a second stop at another grocery store for your brand loyalty products, like a specific peanut butter or a certain brand of gluten-free crackers. Aldi's management has discovered that offering these name brands, even at a slightly higher cost, keeps shoppers from walking out mid-trip. Employees have also noticed that these name brands help reassure skeptical newcomers who aren't sure if Aldi's private labels can match the taste and quality they're used to. It's almost like a safety net. If you want your name brand cereal, it's there. But if you're open to trying the store brand, you'll probably be pleasantly surprised, and you'll save a bundle. In essence, employees are quick to remind you that the real magic of Aldi is in its exclusive brands. But having a few name-brand products on shelves is a strategic move to make your shopping trip more convenient and to let you decide for yourself if you really need to pay extra. And there you have it, folks, 10 mind-blowing Aldi shopping secrets straight from the insiders themselves. Whether it's snagging hidden discounts, unlocking unbeatable prices, or navigating the mysterious aisle of surprises, now you're armed with everything you need to make every trip to Aldi an absolute game changer. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more money-saving hacks. Got your own Aldi secrets or wild finds to share? Drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear all about them. Until next time, happy shopping, save big, and don't forget to pass these secrets along to your friends. They deserve the scoop too. See you in the next one.